Welcome to the lecture number 7, in which we will study the heat and temperature. In the previous lectures, you might have understood the concept of heat transfer and some basic phenomena. Now in this, we will study the heat and temperature. Myself, P.S. Chowgule from SIT COE, Yadra. Now heat transfer and temperature are closely related, but they are of a different nature. Means, suppose the temperature of a single substance is the property of that material, but heat transfer is energy is in a transit, and that is the big difference between that. They are different in nature. Remember this one. Temperature has only magnitude. It is a scalar quantity. Means the temperature is only having the magnitude. It is not having the directions. Heat transfer has direction as well as magnitude, and since it has direction and magnitude, we called it as vector quantity. So that is the basic difference between these two. The temperature is a scalar quantity and heat transfer is a vector quantity. Rate of heat transfer, as we have seen in the Fourier's law, rate of heat transfer, which is indicated by capital Q, is the amount of energy transferred through object, and the unit of this is of watt. Now if heat flux, which is denoted by small q, is the flow of energy per unit area. So if you remember, in a Fourier's law, q is equal to minus ka dt upon dx. In that, if I put on the left side q upon a, then that will be the heat flux. We work with the coordinate system and indicate direction with plus or minus sign. So heat transfer from the system to the surrounding, we called it as positive sign, and heat gain by surrounding to the system, we called it as negative sign. For example, if I take a hot baked potato, and now take this example to understand the concept of heat and temperature. So let's say A is the point where the temperature is of 50 degrees Celsius. And now suppose surrounding temperature is at 30 degrees Celsius. Now heat will definitely flow from hot baked potato to the surrounding. But at point A, the temperature, which is 50 degrees Celsius, is in the magnitude of temperature at point A. There is a no direction for the temperature. But at the same time, if it liberate heat 80 watt per meter square, that is the heat flux, then we can say that magnitude and direction of heat flux at this same point. So that ultimately means the temperature is a scalar quantity, and at the same time heat is, yes, vector quantity. Now heat transfer has direction as well as magnitude, and thus it is the vector quantity. Even though they are depend upon each other, means whenever there is a temperature difference, we say that heat is transferred from one place to the another place, from high temperature region to the low temperature region. For example, if I consider in this example, if I want to find out Q from hot medium to the cold medium, from length 0 to L, which is the direction of X, length direction. So in that direction, heat is positive. Why? Because heat flows from hot medium to the cold medium, from high temperature to the low temperature. But at the same time, if I consider this, along the length, if I want to find out Q, it will be the negative. Yes. Why? Definitely heat flows from hot medium to the cold medium. But see, it is in the opposite direction of X. And that's why if I consider here the Fourier's law, I have to take the first temperature at X is equal to 0 and second temperature at X is equal to L. And that's why it will come it as negative. Hope you have understood this. Let's move forward. The driving force of any form of heat transfer, it may be conduction, convection, or the radiation, it is because of the temperature difference only. The larger the temperature difference, the larger the rate of heat transfer. Three prime coordinate system we are using here. First one is the rectangular system, in which we need to find out the values of x, y, z, and t is the time. Cylindrical coordinates, radius r, angle, and z, height. In the spherical coordinator, again the radius, phi, theta, and the t. T means the here we are considering time. So we need to concentrate our attention, or while studying the heat transfer phenomena, every object we will divide in these three parameters. Either it forms a rectangular or cylinder or spherical. So let's see what the coordinates are. These are the rectangular coordinates x, y, z. Means suppose a point on that surface or at any location in the rectangle, we need to define this by using these three parameters x, y, and z. Similarly, for the cylindrical coordinates, angle, height, and the radius. By this way, we can find out the any location point P. In the same way for the spherical coordinates. So try to understand this, because in the further lectures, while deriving the equations, we are using this coordinate system. Thank you and keep learning.